Hi, this is Evolving with Etta, and my channel is all about life and relationships. And lately I've been throwing a few vlogs in there. Didn't realize that I was a natural vlogger, but we'll talk about that in another one. So, getting right into it. A lot of people are very interested when I tell them about my 20-year gap relationship with my significant other. We've been together for 24 years and we met when I was in my late 20s. So we actually started dating when I turned 30. And he is, yes, 20 years older. So he had actually just turned 51 because his birthday is early in January. I'm in September. So he's an Aquarius and I'm a Virgo. And I don't know, we were just an easy mesh from the very beginning. It was, I don't know, he's a chat box, I'm a chat box, and that was just one of those things that just worked out. So I just basically wanted to chat about how the weird thing about it all is it's not a big deal to be 20 years or even more than 20 years younger than your partner, or someone dating someone 20 years older than your partner. There are several celebrities, because we don't know the regular Jane and Jim, that are dating, and but so celebrities that we know, there's a lot of them, and just to name a few. So I just wanted to present a few to you, and here we go. So first on the roster, we have here Alan Ferguson and Solange Knowles. That is, of course, Beyonce's sister. Her husband is 56. Solange is 33, which makes them 23 years apart. And I don't know how long any of these couples have been together. I just know that they have more than 20 years between them. The next is Michael Douglas, 75. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 50. 25 years apart from one another. Billy Joel, 70. Alex is 37. 33 years apart. Then we have Sylvester Stallone, 73. Jennifer Flavin, 51, 23 years apart. Steve Martin, 74. Anne Springfield, 47, 74, 47, cute, same numbers, different ages, 27 years apart. Then we have DiCaprio, 44. Camilla Morone, hope I'm saying that right. He's 44, she's 22, 23 years apart. And there's a host of others, and I'll just flash them across so you can see the different ages that they're apart, as well as the ages that that's being recorded of what they actually are. Now, like I said, we've been together 24 years. So I've heard it all. I've heard all of the stories about everything you can imagine. Some people need to go, as Vern Closet says, drink your water and mind your business, because there's no way in the world that anybody and everybody is going to understand each and everybody's relationship. It's none of your business. So one thing to be very clear on, an average relationship does not begin and flourish because you looked at the age of the individual that you're interested in. An average relationship, a normal, what I would consider normal relationship, would absolutely begin with an interest, a spark, conversation. Someone's attracted to someone. Something there, more than just I'm going to date this person because of the age that they are. I've never, ever heard that before as a reason why someone's interested in dating somebody. So, getting into that, the first time that I could never even imagine that he was the age that he was when I met him, and vice versa. I still get it all the time. I'm looking down the narrow hallway at 55, feeling like 35, looking like 35. I mean, what God does what he does. I have nothing to do with this. I am just keeping up the maintenance. And yeah, so ours started with major conversation. We talked a lot, still do, but it just mainly started out with just chatting. I was like that captive audience. I couldn't go anywhere. And he was out at a desk, and I was sitting at the front desk, and it just sparked off in conversation. And it was a conversation, it wasn't a dialogue. It wasn't me just saying anything or him just, we talked a lot. And the funny thing about it was never really an interest for like a relationship because he was not available and I was not interested like that. So it's just weird how, as they say, shit happens, because after a few years had gone by and he was pursuing me. He was pursuing me hard. But unknown to me, he was available during that pursuing time. And I just played hardcore. And the more I resisted, the harder he tried because he was not one of rejection. So I found out that, hey, he's available. He could be my friend. We could chit chat and get to know each other. And he's like, well, I'm not a phone person. I'm like, okay, so that has nothing to do with me because you will be once we start talking. And of course, you all know how that is when you were 16 years old and you had that new friend that became your girlfriend, your boyfriend. And next thing you know, you're going together, everything's funny, you're giddy, and you're just laughing at everything. And it's just like a whole new world, Lord. It sounds like it sounds like a song from a movie. So I just, I love reliving it. I love talking about it. I love taking that trip down memory lane because, again, I felt like a 16-year-old giddy child. And it was just very easy. It was very easy. The talking, the getting along, and our chemistry. It was really, I don't know, it was really, really, really easy to talk to him. And he had great stories, so it was really easy to listen to. We shared a lot early and just in conversation because we just, the talking was so easy. So it wasn't like I felt like I had to hold back anything, and he just has no filter. So holding back was not something of his forte. So, yeah, I just found a friend in him, and he was mature enough, he was old enough, and he'd been through enough where I figured he had enough sense that he would know, how to handle a relationship because I know I'm a bit mature for, the average person that was 30 years old, unattached, no children. I mean, he knew that was going to be a challenge because he's like, whoo, you're going to be set in your ways. And I'm sure I kind of was, but I know my worth. And there was just no way in the world that I was going to settle at that point too. Because then I was grown. And yeah, I didn't have anything holding me down. I didn't have anything, I was tied to in reference to, okay, now I'm going to choose at age 30 to be stuck in something that I didn't choose to deal with. So after he chased me, and then he's like, you know what? I just can't take any more rejection. He stopped chasing, and I started missing that. So I had to ask myself, is this something that you're worth pursuing? Are you interested enough to be interested? And I was, and here we are all these years later. And it's still, he's just an interesting person. He's just not a dull person, which is why a lot of people are probably like, oh God, he's 20 years older than that man's 75 now. But he's just always been very youthful. He has a beautiful soul, and he's a wonderful person. He's easy to love because he's just very family oriented, and that's what I come from. And he's open. He's an honest person, whether he needs to be or not, whether he should be or not. He is very honest, and I appreciate that, because who wants some lying, thieving, crazy person out here that they have to figure out and have to learn after you've been with somebody 20 something years and you still don't have down to a science exactly who the person is and what they're about. Yeah, he made that very easy for me to be comfortable in knowing who he is and what he stood for. And we talk about that very openly as well, very early in the relationship. Know your roles. I've talked about that before in some of my previous videos. Know your role. Because if you don't, how are you going to listen to me tell you what you're supposed to do in this relationship? I have my own 20,000 things to do. You have your 20,000. I can't do 30. Definitely can't do 40. So just wanted to say, being in a relationship with someone that's 2 decades older than you comes with a very, very easy job. He's been here before, 20 years before me. He's been here 20 years before me. So that means you've had experience and you had some type of lessons in life that, I don't know, hopefully, however, whenever it paid off. And he was very mature by the time that I met him. And I was just, blessed enough to be able to receive him after, as he talked about all the time, after all of those mistakes that he made, which is great because ain't nobody got time for that. And I was definitely the type of person at that point. I was very, very, very uptight, uptight about dealing with guys. I cannot lie. It just got to a point where, wow, I'm done. If I haven't met him, I don't want to meet him. If I don't know him, I don't want to know him. Now that's crazy. But that is exactly what I said. That is exactly how I felt. I don't know if it's just called fed up or it was just like, it just drove me crazy. It was just, enough was enough. I mean, I just didn't have any more interest in getting to know another man. So as interesting as it may seem to people, it is not that far from an average relationship. It just depends on the individual. I'm not like, after, I want to say, once I got 35, 40-ish, I started slowing down, like with the going out thing and all that stuff. I mean, he completely understood that I wanted to go out and hang. I mean, I still hung out with my girls, we still do stuff since COVID, not really. But up until that point, we went, but I mean, I'm not running it in no clubs. I mean, 50 plus. Yeah, I'm not running up in no clubs. But I did go out. I did enjoy being out and hanging with, the girls. Brunches, things like that. I mean, sure, we'd take a step up in a spot or something like that. But I can't really say that I've been in a club in quite maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe at least 4. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, he completely understood that because, like I said, I've had my friends since my very first friend, other than my beautiful sisters and my cousins. My first friend I met at 5, and we've been best friends since. So it's certain bonds and friendships that, I've had a lifetime that he nobody, nobody can wedge between that because those are just our bonds. And he completely understands that. And anyway, why wouldn't he want me to be an individual? That's how he fell in love with me, as an individual, as the person that, he met. I am who I am. I do what I do. And, such is life. But it's not that different. It's just we don't run the streets together, things like that. Couples that are of the same age, you frequent the same spots together. You go to you hang out together, you do things together. That people all of my age would do. Some things he just don't have an interest in because, again, he is not of that age group. And which is fine because, you know, either you're interested or you're not. And age is nothing but a number. I mean, he hang with the best of them. I can hang with the mature crowd as well. And he definitely can roll with the younger crowd. So if you like this, check this one out. To evolve is to live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.